Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for watching Blue Monday Live. We are on episode 5 now of season 2. We're having a great time over here at Kenny Durham's backyard. Today, we're having a very special episode because we're celebrating the 2nd anniversary of Austin Blues Radio. So, my guest today is Jacques Moreau, and we'll sit down and get to know about his life and get to know about how he started the Austin Blues Radio, which is one of my favorite stations that you can hear that highlights an amazing array of Austin artists from the last 40 years or so, it seems. So we'll be sitting down and get to know more about Jacques Moreau today. And then my musical guest is Matthew Brodnax, who is a fantastic guitar player and songwriter and good friend of mine. Really excited to get together and play some music with Matthew today. And today's Austin Blues History segment, we will learn about the life of Tony Vonn, a legendary radio DJ here in the Austin area. So sit back, get comfortable. We're going to have an excellent episode tonight. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please check out that Patreon, how to support this show. Y'all have a great evening. We'll see you in a second.
Well, I'm going into Austin. I'm about to hit Interstate 35. I'm going into Austin. I'm about to hit Interstate 35. I see that rush hour traffic. I may not make it out alive. Well, I'm going about 24 when that speed limit's 70. I'm going about 24 when that speed limit's 70. And you know what, Oscar? It ain't any better on no pack.
Why not, man?
Cause those guys are going about 23. Play a little bit, Oscar. Say they can fix it all with more roads, better buses too. They say they can fix it all with more roads, better buses too. But it seems like no matter what, I got those I35 blues.
I35 Blues, Matthew Broadnex, great song there, brother. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks.
For the last few weeks, the Blues History segment has focused on venues that have helped create and preserve the history of blues around Austin. However, nightclubs and bars alone can't make something like the blues so historic. Like any other genre of music, the scene was largely sculpted by the personalities that shared it over the airwaves. Disc jockeys on the radio not only curated the best tracks the blues had to offer, but gave life to them, not unlike a friend showing you a new song that they enjoy. Austin had one of the best in Tony Vonn. Tony Von Walls moved from Dallas to Austin to attend Sam Houston College, but moved back to Dallas to get his start in radio. His time working at KLIF in Dallas was short-lived since Tony Vonn refused to put on a hokey jive radio persona that the station had wanted for him. He then returned to Austin and began working at KTAE in 1954, where he would remain for 25 years. While KTAE mostly focused on the popular rockabilly of the time, as well as country, it also featured some R&B and Spanish music. Every weekday at 4 p.m. and at 2 p.m. on Saturdays, Tony Vonn's show opened with Bill Doggett's Honky Tonk. The yelling sax served as a wake-up call before you heard the much more mellow voice of Tony Vonn. This is Tony Vonn, TV on the radio, in living color. Tony Vonn's radio show hosted a mixture of blues and gospel music, which really captured the atmosphere of East Austin at the time. Many of the nightclubs and bars in East Austin were right next door to churches. TV played a crucial role in not only playing the iconic music, but as a messenger, letting the listeners know of the local events and community news regarding the blues. While Tony Vonn's spot on the radio didn't pay any large sum of money, he had a penchant for business. TV owned a record store in East Austin as well, and would use his radio influence to bring in popular acts to perform free promotional sets on the radio. If you heard them on the show, you could be sure that he was selling the record at his shop. The show ran for 25 years until 1979. The airwaves went silent on June 20th when Tony Vonn was murdered. TV on the radio was an iconic black voice for 25 years to an Austin community full of rich history.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching Blue Monday Live. We're sitting here with Jacques Moreau, wonderful friend of mine that I met here in Austin, Texas, who runs the Austin Blues Radio. And today we are celebrating the 2nd anniversary. Correct, Jacques?
Exactly.
So
Already
want to
2
say
years.
thank you, brother, for coming on in the show, man. It's been an honor to see the radio show grow. You have a lot of great promotion, a lot of great artists, who've been featured on the show, including me. So it's been nice to see that you helping the scene grow. So thank you so much for joining Renee and I,
Thank
brother.
you. Hey, thank you, Renee.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you to welcome me.
Yeah.
It's a great honor to do that
Well,
show with
yeah.
you guys.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, so we're having a special anniversary party today. So, Jacques, we're going to get in the interview portion of your life now. So talk about when and where you were born.
Okay, so I'm born in Canada, in Quebec.
Okay.
Close to Quebec City.
Yeah.
So I said Quebec City, north of New York, if somebody don't know about it. So really north, and even my hometown is like 20 minutes from the border.
Oh, really?
So by night I was listening the radio
Yeah.
in Portland, Maine,
Really?
with all the artists from United States, you know.
What was the childhood music you listened to primarily?
Yeah, it was. I really. So first, I have a brother who is guitar player.
Yeah.
He's 8 years older than me.
Yeah, nice.
And it was Beatles, Yes.
Yeah. What was the very first album that you played just time on repeat? Do you remember that album?
Yeah, I would say it was Yes Tornado.
Oh, really?
Yes Tornado album. That was
Yeah.
my first album I bought, and I
Yeah.
went to my first concert. So I was really classic rock. But
Yeah.
I met friends who their brothers has like a big collection of 300-400 albums.
Yeah,
So
awesome,
we
yeah.
start like really digging in the music, and I get involved in the radio at my high school.
Oh, cool,
and
man.
also pre-college,
Yeah.
and even I was a DJ in college.
Yeah.
I was DJ in a bar.
Where did you go to college?
In Quebec City,
Quebec City?
between Montreal
Okay.
and Quebec.
So, what was the very first blues artist you remember listening to at that age?
But you know what? I was classic rock, so
Yeah.
it's funny. But
Did you have B.B. King and all that?
no, I
B.B.
was not
King?
that point. But
Yeah.
I got Jay Giles.
Oh,
Jay
okay,
Giles band
yeah.
with Magic Dick.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
kind of.
Fantastic harp player. Yeah.
It's at that point why I decided to play harmonica later.
So, before you moved to America, so that was your earlier music experiences, so you had the traditional Quebec, there was French music, but you also had progressive rock, like Yes, I Love Yes,
Right.
and of course Rush, I imagine you listened
yeah.
to, you had to, being from Canada. So, before you made your move to the States, what was your favorite concert you ever saw in Canada?
I would say Stevie Ray,
Stevie
the
Ray concert.
first one
Yeah.
that was at the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
It was the first album, and was just
Early
after
80s?
David Bowie.
Ah, okay,
So
yeah.
that was 83.
83?
I will guess.
Yeah.
And was like $16 for 4 bands. Was
Man.
Stevie Ray, Peter Tosh, Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense,
Nice,
and
yeah.
the Police, Synchronicity.
Really?
That in
Dang.
the Olympic Stadium.
Yeah.
And I talked to Tommy Shannon
Really?
about it, and he still remember. He said, "Oh yeah, Jacques, I remember
Hell
that
yeah.
show
Yeah.
like from yesterday."
All right, so we're going to get to your move down to Florida in the year 2000.
Yeah.
So when you went down there, you had not played any music. You weren't allowed to touch your brother's guitar. You had a love of some blues. But what did you do to get involved in the Florida blues scene in the year 2000?
So I was following, those blues artists
Yeah.
in Canada, local blues artists, harmonica player. And
Yeah.
I always dream about harmonica. I said, that's easy.
Yeah.
You just put your harmonica in your back and you just go anywhere and
Yeah.
you just play harmonica. You don't need to keyboard or drum,
No, yeah.
So at one point in Florida, I went to Crackle Barrel.
Yeah.
And I bought a C on the counter, like a cheap one. And I said, okay, I'm starting today.
Yeah.
And I came home, start playing harmonica and with videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I start going to open mics. And the
Yeah.
first open mic, I didn't want to play.
Wait.
And the guys, they forced me.
All right, Jacques. So we'll talk about what influenced you to move to the Florida area. And I imagine for work, because you're an IT guy. So what inspired you to move to the States? And then eventually what inspired you to move over here to the Austin area?
All right. So moving in US was really the bug of 2000. So I'm an IT guy, moving United States for the opportunity. Everybody
Yeah.
in Florida everybody was hiring IT, so let's
Yeah.
go do that. So 13 years there, I still didn't have any thought about Austin.
Yeah.
Till at one point I went to a meeting at my office.
Okay.
And the guy who hired me 7 years before that was talking, and he said, well, we just opened a call center in Austin, and we're looking for an IT guy to support there. So we're searching for somebody in Austin to produce, to support the. And I heard Austin, and that was my guy. I'm like, just hold my
Yeah.
hand. Can I go?
Yeah.
That's it. He said, you want to go? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, I'm sending you for a week, try tests,
Okay.
and we will see how things goes.
Yeah. What year was that?
2013.
2013? That's
Yeah.
amazing, brother. Yeah.
And I came here, and the first thing I did, I went to the statue of Stevie Ray, and I said, I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back, and I'm here.
That's
you know?
amazing, brother.
So that was motivate me.
So that's what got you to the Austin area, and then because of course you knew like the statue of Stevie Ray was there.
Yeah.
That's what basically inspired one of my inspirations to come to the Austin area was Stevie Ray Vaughan because the Montreux Festival shows in '83, '85 ones like the videos of that were
Yeah.
the first experiences I had as Stevie Ray Vaughan. And definitely like the band I always thought was incredible, really inspirational. So this inspiration that you found, what inspired you to start the Austin Blues Radio? And tell us about how you got to where you're at today.
Yeah, so I arrive here, I'm like, oh my God, I know Stevie Ray's gone, but that will be blues everywhere,
Yeah.
and where I would go and everything. And I start, and even the first week
Yeah.
I was trying here. I went to France, okay?
Yeah, perfect.
And the
Renee's
house
played
band,
there a lot.
look at that. That
Yeah.
week I was there dripping all week long.
Yeah.
Was Eric Tesmer,
Yep.
Trent Turner, and JD Coldfire.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
was the
Great,
three
man.
house band during the week.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
All
not
three
going
of those.
anywhere. I said, my city is here.
Yeah.
And I just stay there and watch those guys all week long. And I said, yeah, I'm coming.
Hell yeah.
So I got that. And, I look around and I'm like, okay, Chris Duarte is on the road. He's not here.
Yeah.
Marcia Ball is not here. She's on the road. So who else? And you start, Jimmy is on the road. It's,
Yeah.
the big name on the road. So you start looking to, but I start opening the Chronicle
Yeah.
and looking at the bands. And I'm like, I don't know them. Who they are.
There's
Who-
thousands of them. That's
yeah,
why.
1,000. And you can, I said, I want to listen to those music. And
Yeah.
at that time, 13, Spotify and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
was not so strong.
Not everybody had music online
Yeah,
really at
but-
all. It was,
yeah,
if
but
you didn't
that
have a
time-
physical CD, you really didn't have a way to get your music distributed, even locally. It takes like the internet presence. That wasn't there in 2013.
No, that was not there. So
Yeah.
at one point I start listening Houston Blues Radio and
Yeah.
Dallas Blues Radio. And I'm like, they're not playing there also. I'm like, where are they playing?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and in Florida at one point, I start a little classic rock radio. So I had that
Oh,
experience
perfect.
at
Yeah.
that time. I'm an IT guy, and by night, I'm like, what I would do? And I
Yeah.
start a little radio, but classic rock, every classic rock you have every corner. So I have like 20 people, 50 people.
Yeah, there's a lot
So-
of classic rock around.
so
yeah, and
I'm like,
stations,
okay,
yeah.
I got that experience radio. When I went in my collection, I said, okay, I got 2,000 songs of blues artists from Austin.
Yeah.
You know, the Stevie Ray, Jimmy Vaughan, Marcia Ball. I said, 2,000 songs. I said, I think I can start something with that.
Oh,
you know?
great, yeah,
And so I start, and 6 months and everything, and I start going to bars and tell the people, say, hey, what about the radio? You
Yeah.
know, Just Austin. And people, oh my God. And I got a
great
funny
idea.
story about that.
yeah.
So I went to Jimmy Vaughan, and I did that little radio bumper with him.
Yeah.
And my shebang in like 30 seconds, what is Austin Blues Radio? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to bugging you. And he said, hold on a second. He looked at me, he said, you're from Canada. You speak French. You came here in Austin and you start Austin Blues Radio? He said, nobody thought about that before. I'm like,
It's-
no. I
it's
said,
crazy.
no, nobody thought about that. He
Seen.
said,
But with that in mind, though, brother, like, what is the blues to you? You know, what you've learned in your journey now, working with the radio station, you know, helping promote Austin blues artists. You know, what is the blues to you?
you know, I always said to people all the time, they say, you know, you got that answer. Oh, blues, it's always the same thing. Blues is not always. You have so many different flavor of
Yeah.
blues, and I think my favorite one is happy. I call that happy blues.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what's up.
Okay, you have those sad songs. I left my girlfriend, blah blah blah, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the happy blues, and I kind of a rock blues, like
I gotcha, yeah.
like Van Wilkes
So
stuff.
it's an expression for you. It helps you. You know, for me, music it helps me break through and like have a sense of freedom and help like get through the hard times. You know.
Oh, exactly.
And that's why I feel like with your radio station, you're helping artists reach out more people to help be that influence.
Yeah, and the other thing is no commercials. So it's
Yeah.
really a music radio. You know, I
Yeah.
can pay less fees to have advertising on it, but I don't.
Oh,
I
yeah.
pay the package that I don't want commercials. I
Yeah.
want to have the music.
That's amazing, brother.
That's
You're doing
That's
it
a
out of your heart. You know, you're not trying to make money off these people. You really are doing a service to the community and a service to these musicians. People like me, you know, and Renee, who are like play with a bunch of different
Yeah.
bands. You know, getting that music out there helps us all of us. You know.
oh yeah.
So, but
no profit. I'm like an
No, yeah.
artist. I'm exactly like an artist.
No
I'm like-
profit,
It's
yeah.
a really a hobby for me.
well, Jacques, Austin Blues Radio, 2nd anniversary. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today, brother, and having this discussion. Thanks for playing a little bit of harmonica with us too.
Hey,
I didn't
we
know that
have-
about you.
Don't forget, we need to blow the candles.
All right, let's
so-
get this candle.
All right.
All right, we're here celebrating the 2nd anniversary of Austin Blues Radio.
All right. Also, yesterday.
Jacques has a present for
Yeah, I got a special for Oscar. Yesterday was his 5th anniversary with Tiffany. All right. So
sweet.
also, so the candles is not just about Austin Blues Radio, but also about Oscar and Tiffany. So happy 5th
you,
anniversary.
brother. Let's
so
blow
we
this
can,
out.
so we cannot blow the candles. So we have our special palette. All right. All
Ready?
right. There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, thank you
Happy
so much.
anniversary.
Thank you so much,
Happy
Jacques.
anniversary.
Austin Blues Radio, 2nd anniversary. Thank you for watching Blue Monday Live. I'll see you in a second.
All right, we're here with Matthew Brodnax. Thank you so much for playing some music with us today to celebrate Austin Blues Radio 2nd anniversary. And also, Matthew Brodnax is assistant producer on this show. So Matthew helps us get questions together, helps us collect knowledge about our guests. Matthew, what song are we gonna play today?
We're going to do a song that I haven't performed before, but I've had the words for a while, you know. At the blues jams, people call me Little Matthew a lot.
Yeah, because there's Matthew Robinson, and then that's why you get called Little Matthew.
But I'm 6 feet tall, 200 something pounds. But compared to Matthew Robinson, we're all pretty small. tall. 'Cause compared to Matthew Robinson, don't you know we're all so small. Doctor told Matthew that whiskey's no good for your head. You know that doctor told Matthew that mean old Jameson whiskey, that whiskey ain't no good for your head. So you know what Matthew did? Oh, he poured himself some vodka. There's a little bit of vodka instead. Isn't that right? Well, they call me Little Matthew. Even though I'm 6 feet tall. They call me Little Matthew, even though I'm 6 feet tall. Cause compared to Matthew Robinson, don't you know we're all so small?
Matthew Robinson. Blues right there by Matthew Broadnex. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Little Matthew, man. Thank you so much for that song.
Hell yeah.
We'll catch you out there. We'll see you in a second.
Thank you so much for watching the show this evening. We had a great time talking to Jacques Moreau about Austin Blues Radio, and we're celebrating that 2nd anniversary. And shout out to my wife celebrating my 5th anniversary. I love you, baby. Thank you, Matthew Brodnax. We had a good time playing some music this evening. Next week, we're going to have another exceptional show for you. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out that Patreon, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
every day I still dream of you. One time I lost my mind. I went out looking 'cause I thought I could find another love more precious than you. Now I'm in love with a woman that I don't even know. Well, I can't forget about her. She has some kind of soul. Well, lost is what I'm feeling when she slips from my mind. But something pulls me closer to this love I